All right, welcome back, folks. I have been off for a couple of weeks here. Had a couple of personal issues that I had to take care of, and sometimes personal stuff. It's not that it intrudes; it's the priority, right? That's what we're here for. So, had to take a couple of weeks and kind of get some things in order. But we're back on the site, back in action, and back to motivation land. So I just wanted to walk through kind of some of what we're doing here and talk through some of the next steps. So this is mostly a review video, kind of catching up, and we're going to just plan out what our next couple of weeks of action are. Now, it is very windy here. I'm going to just kind of pan around quickly as per my tradition and come into the house and close the door so that we don't have all that wind. One thing that you'll notice as I start walking around is we're starting to play with samples. This is not how the entry is going to look. We're not going to inset a rug on tile, but I had one box of this tile and wanted to get a sense of what it would look like laid out on the floor with a little bit more light on it. Glare, lighting, reflection, all those things. How dark is it in the room most of the day? This will give us a chance to take some photos and figure out like, hey, at 11 a.m. or 3 p.m., what is it going to look like with the natural light that we have? Obviously, we'll have artificial light, but it's really nice if everything kind of balances, so with natural light, it still looks good. So here in the mudroom, you can see we've got quite a bit of cleanup done. You can really start getting a sense of the space here. You're going to walk in, door's going to open this way. Not my preference, that was just the door that we found. Honestly, I'd rather swing the door the other way. Right now, with the door opening this way, you have to open it quite wide to get in and then get over into the kitchen here. If the door was hinged on the other side, it'd be better. But this is like an $1,800 door that we got for like $180. So we're not going to complain if the door swings the wrong way, but that is also an explanation why I'm not bothering to mount any of this stuff like amazingly well, right? I'm not super fussed if I'm very slightly off just a little bit here. This is stuff that I can sort out later. For right now, we're just trying to get closed in. Sorry, not closed in. We're trying to get the CO. That's the number one goal, get the CO. A lot of this other stuff can happen later. We can come and replace a door. Right now, it's not the priority. So in any case, here in the mudroom, we are starting to lay out some more final items. You see there's going to be an outlet there, an outlet here, but I'm also laying out lighting. So there will be 3 ceiling lights in this room, spread out in a line across the middle in some way. I haven't figured that out yet. This is kind of not quite a cathedral ceiling, but it is anyway a raised ceiling. And you can see there's even a little like secret storage space up that kind of tucks up towards the main roof there. So with the way this kind of worked out here, I'm very happy with how bright and open it is. But we may bring something down, maybe just like put some collar ties aren't really needed on a roof this small, but I'll probably put some anyway just for form. And if I do put those across, you can see I'm even got to get up there and put some more brackets up here. I've got a few brackets that are missing. That was just because I ran out and it was not a critical area. I've got some really nice tight cuts there. So you can see that I've got very tight joints. And hey, we used to build these things without hardware anyway. There's no load on this thing at all. So I'm not worried about it, but I will get up there and put some up there just because why not? I mean, hardware's not super expensive, belt and suspenders, right? But when I'm up there, if I put some fake collar ties across, I may put in just a little bit of a false roof here, 8.5, 9-foot ceiling in this area, just to give it like a sense of space. And I mean, that top section is useless anyway. Coming into the main section of the house, you're going to see things are a lot cleaner than they were. That is because the county was going to come by and do an inspection that never happened. So I did tidy up a lot of stuff that used to be out in the middle of the floor, has now been put away. Lots of vacuuming done. So I'm going to, going forward, probably start maintaining it in this condition. You can see I just framed out this pony wall here. I'll explain that in a minute. But when I did, I went and vacuumed and cleaned up all my tools and everything else. So I probably will start cleaning as I go along, not because it's really necessary, but because I need to be able to move this beastie. So this is kind of buried under some stuff here, but I'm going to have to fish it out because I need to get the ceiling lights put into the great room and the kitchen. And both those ceilings are too high to be comfortable, even really for ladder work, especially with the angles of the ceilings. So I'm just not confident working up there on a ladder, and I'd like to get this platform going, but I've got to get it out of there. And so I'll dig out some of those items, maybe get some items into the shed or put in some other storage areas. But let's get back to this pony wall here. What's going to happen is if you use your imagination, imagine coming out of this wall, you got some base cabinets, pantry, and fridge. So going along this wall out to the corner, there will be a section of cabinetry here. And then you want a really nice walkway because you want to be able to get around. There might be trash cans, things along those lines, where it's really nice to be able to, have maybe even two people, one person standing in front of the pantry, and the pantry doors are open. So if the pantry's here and you pull a door open this way and you're standing here, it's nice for somebody to be able to still squeeze by you, especially if you're like cooking Thanksgiving dinner and you got a lot of people in the house. But what this pony wall is really for is, by code, we're required to have an outlet out here in our peninsula. And we didn't want to run the outlet like into the cabinets. You can do that, but it's not a great way to run NM wire. What you really want to do is have some kind of pony wall for the cabinets to rest against, and that's what this is. So kind of walking through here, if you can use your imagination, there will be a seating area here where there will be some stools or chairs kind of sitting under a counter height counter. And then that'll overhang on that side. On this side, there will be a pair of 24-inch base cabinets, or maybe a 48 or 30 and an 18 or a 16. We'll figure it out. We're not exactly sure exactly how we want the layout to be, but probably a pair of 24s. It is a 48-inch spot. So if you look on the floor here, you can just make out, I got a little tick mark there and a little tick mark there. That's where those two cabinets would go. There will be a corner cabinet here. Then there will be room for a dishwasher. Then room for the sink, which is in this box right here. So that sink is going to go right up in that section. Another corner cabinet here. A 24-inch cabinet here. The stove will go here. There will be another 24-inch cabinet next to the stove. A corner cabinet here. A 24. Then the fridge. Then a 36-inch pantry, and then there's about 18 inches left where we may put in a cabinet, we may put in a piece of furniture, old school telephone stand, not that people are using telephones anymore, but just a nice place to drop some keys, maybe put, I don't know, a little charging station there. We'll have an outlet on the bottom wall there that I haven't cut the hole for yet. But that'll give us our cabinet layout. Now, that actually works out perfectly for the room, and we sort of kind of accidentally designed for that. I think we intentionally designed for it, forgot all about it, changed a bunch of stuff, but changed everything in sort of units of 2 feet at a time. And so everything still ended up working out. So we did get lucky there. That's one of those things that's hard to have some foresight. But in any case, that will be the next thing that we're working on is not getting cabinets in. It's way too early for that, but figuring out the rest of the layout, because here in the peninsula, we do need an electrical outlet. And so we put the pony wall in half as backing for the cabinets and kind of a kick for the seating area, and also a place for the outlet to go. So we haven't decided if we're going to center it, put a little offset. We've gone back and forth on it. I think we landed on centering, and now I'm regretting it, maybe thinking maybe we'll offset it again, just so it's a little more accessible. Outlets under seating areas are stupid. They're required by code. That's the only reason we're doing it. So in any event, and then the last thing is just kind of coming back here. If you've watched previous videos, you've seen all this before, but you might not have seen it as clean as it is now. So the big thing that I'm working on is getting a little bit more layout in the bathroom here, and we're experimenting with some tiles and some other just miscellaneous things, little projects, just trying to advance the needle a couple of spots at a time here. So in any case, thanks for watching. Give us a little thumbs up here if you like what you're seeing. We're going to keep this going and start getting into even more fun stuff. You're going to start seeing warming wire coming in. Next couple of videos, we'll be finishing off the rough plumbing and electrical, doing some gas line work, and getting just some details there. We're going to go for our rough inspections, and then once those are done, we're going to start really seeing this come together, because that's when insulation, drywall, cabinets, and all those kinds of things come into play. So stick with us. We're getting into the fun stuff, and hopefully we'll have some good updates for you soon.